The grand opening! It's a new day of fresh excitement on Oak Island as the team gathers in the money pit area to finally put the high-definition camera down borehole L14 to 140 to 142 feet in order to get a good look at Aladdin's cave. Steve lowers the camera down L14, which pierces the cave. They reach the cavity where they can see a ledge and walls that are very distinct. Blaine Carr, who is a sonar expert, says this is a large opening as was seen on the moon maps. Blaine asks Steve to move the camera so they can see under the ledge into the bottom of the cavity. He is pleased that the visibility is so good and says it is clear enough for a sonar scan, so they bring up the camera. Later, in the interpretive center, Laird and Jamie are showing the results of the magnetometer scan performed last week on the circular structure on Lot 5. Jamie says these results suggest there is a larger circular structure under the main structure that can be seen on the top. Jamie believes this could mean that people lived on this spot for a while and at different times. She is anxious for the archaeologist team to get digging here to see what it is and to find the time period in which the structures were built. The following morning, Charles meets Paul from Dumas to get an update on the progress of the deepening of the garden shaft. Paul explains they are now putting in place a metal frame they call a shoe that will protect the men in the shaft while it's being dug. It will take about 2 hours to get the shoe in place, then they will begin to dig. Charles leaves them to it. Meanwhile, while on Lot 5, the team is digging in the circular structure, and Fiona digs up some old pottery, and while sifting the spoils, Jack finds a hand-cut rose-hated fastener from, Jamie says, the 1700s. It will go to the CT scanner. Fiona then digs up a 3-inch hollow metal rod in the shape of a T that Jamie thinks could be the handle of a tool. It too goes to the lab. Over. In the money pit area, the team is about to put the sonar scanner down borehole L14 in order to determine the size of Aladdin's cave and to produce a map of the area. After the scanner goes down, Blair says they will let it run till morning in order to get the full scope of the cavity. Later, Doug and Laird arrive at the Nova Tactical Company in Dartmouth to meet with weapons expert Jeff Parker. They have brought with them the metal ramrod guide found on Lot 5. Jeff says the guide is from a small rifle or a handgun from the 1500s to late 1700s. Doug points out this matches the dates that William Phipps buried treasure on Oak Island. Jeff has no idea what the Roman numerals the JUDY'S are for, as they are not typically found on guns. The next morning, at borehole L14 in the money pit area, the team studies the monitor of the sonar scanner that sits 2 feet off the bottom of Aladdin's cave, 150 feet down. Blaine says it is possible the cave has been carved out by man, and it seems to show an opening. Into the cave! Blaine will take the scanner home to study the full results, then report to the team. In the interpretive center, Emma and Laird have examined the 2 artifacts found on Lot 5 the day before in the circular structure. The second item shows 2 rivet holes, pointing this to be the handle of a tool. Emma says it is old and dates around the same time as the William Phipps artifacts. The first item, found believed to be a fastener, also is old and dates the same as the handle. Marty wonders if the circular structure could have been a staging area for Phipps and Rick, says more research is needed. Another week closes in the war room with Blair Carr, giving the team the full sonar results of Aladdin's cave. The 3D image shows sloping walls, making it impossible to see the bottom. They can clearly see the opening they hope is an entrance. Blaine explains that the floor slopes away, so if any treasure is there, it would be at the bottom of the slope. Blaine wants to drill another borehole 5, 6, FD over and put the scanner down so he can see into the cave backward. Marty orders them to drill. Join us next week, fellow questers, to see if there is a treasure at the bottom of that slope, and in the meantime, stay safe. Please thank you, Judy, from all of us around the world.